couple of days ago, something significant took place. It was the 10th anniversary of YouTube. Now, I didn't do a video at the time because the whole Baltimore thing was going on, and this was something that was far more important to do videos on. But now that it has simmered down a bit, I do have the opportunity to say something about the 10th anniversary of YouTube. Now, I think back to when I first started using YouTube, before I was Maoist, before I was Jason Unruh, all that. Back when I was just somebody who watched videos. I thought YouTube was one of the greatest thing that had ever happened. Basically, I was going around watching television shows from my childhood that I hadn't seen in, well, decades, to be honest. One of those shows was a really old Canadian show from the 80s, the show Ready or Not, which was a show about two young girls, growing up in Toronto and experiencing life and all that. And I really enjoyed that show as a kid. And one of those rare examples where a Canadian show took people's childhoods, put them on television, and gave an accurate portrayal of what it was really like. And you ended up actually really learning something from it. But I digress. I'm starting to go off topic here. And then a little while later, Google bought out YouTube. And then we all saw it start to change. We all saw what happened. Certain content started getting pushed ahead of other content. And it wasn't until around 2011 that I became a YouTube partner. And what happened was I had filled out the application to become a YouTube partner because I thought, I'm not going to get it anyway. Because I didn't think I had enough views. I didn't think I had enough influence or even enough content to get it. And 2 weeks later, it said your application to become a YouTube partner was accepted. And I was like, really? I just flipped. Like I actually couldn't believe it. And then I sat on the whole thing for a couple days and didn't tell anybody that I had done it, that I had made it. I filled out all the paperwork. I did all that crap for AdSense and monetization, all that garbage. And then I just made a video one day. Boom. I'm a partner now. And honestly, I had said that was never going to happen, that I could not make YouTube partner. That was not something that was in the cards for me. That was not something that was going to take place. And I was wrong. And then it happened. And then eventually I had to put up or shut up. I had made the bet one time that I said that I could not get YouTube partnership. And that if I did, I would shave my head. I had hair back then, so it didn't really matter. So I actually went ahead and did on a live blog TV show, when blog TV was still around, shaved my head into a mohawk. And then sometime after that, it was around 2012, YouTube really started to stick it to us. When I say us, I mean us smaller YouTubers, meaning, I should say, the smaller partners in YouTube. Now, I'm under the direct impression that this happened to even people that are far bigger than myself, because I did see it happen to people who were smaller than me as well. What happened was YouTube took that sidebar that said recommended for you and altered it towards corporate-owned products. Orientated them towards the networks, the YouTube networks. And a lot of us smaller people got shoved aside. At one time, back in 2012, I made about $1,100 a month off of YouTube. And I couldn't tell you how happy I was about that. I went and had a part-time minimum wage job on the side. My main thing was YouTube. And I was really, really happy at that time. That money that I was getting from YouTube was growing and growing and growing. And it was starting to get to a point where if I could just get a couple hundred more, if I could just, make maybe double what I have, I could quit my job and do YouTube full time. And that would have been an absolute dream come true. That's what I really wanted. And that was a prospect that was looming over the horizon. And then YouTube changed everything. YouTube took YouTubers and orientated the recommended for you towards corporate-owned products. And from there, that money shrank. From between then and now, with my views staying relatively the same, like I haven't really gone more views or less views, I've stayed pretty stable the same. I went from $1,100 a month to $330. That's how much I lost personally, because YouTube changed the algorithm for deciding recommended for you. And I know this didn't just happen to me. This happened to other people I knew. I knew another guy, a YouTuber smaller than myself, Alan Anderson. It happened to him too. It happened to Happy Cabby. He eventually could no longer make money off of being on YouTube anymore and had to go find, a regular job. And I'm pretty certain that it happened once to the Amazing Atheist. I remember a little while ago, a couple years ago, he made a video asking people for money for something or other. It wasn't for like the project, the website project or anything like that. Something to do with his cars or his car payment or something like that. And while I don't know, I'd be willing to bet that that's probably what happened. His earnings shrunk as well. And he was trying to make up for, obligations that he had, financial obligations. I'm not defending him. I'm not attacking him. I'm just saying I think that's probably what happened, because it happened to a lot of us. All of us, well, we wouldn't really call him a small YouTuber, except he's actually a pretty big one. But all of us there got screwed. All of us got completely effed over. You know what got put in our place? PewDiePie, Smosh, and a whole bunch of other complete effing cancer. And I remember saying a little while ago in a video, maybe more than a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I said YouTube was going to turn into nothing but movie trailers and Let's Plays. That's what YouTube was going to degenerate into. And I think that's exactly what's happened. I think we're very much almost at the point where the only thing we have now are Let's Plays. Anyone who tries to do anything outside of that, like, no matter what it is, they basically get completely ignored by YouTube. If you get something like Psychic Pebbles, or somebody who does, quick animations that are really funny, they can still kind of break through that glass ceiling. But that is what YouTube has degenerated into. And I'm going to have to give credit where credit is due to one Mr. Shy City. He made a video a couple years ago called YouTube Exposed, YouTube is Dying. Now, he's a shareholder in YouTube. Like, he holds either YouTube or Google. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was YouTube. And he said he had the minutes from the public meeting, and they had a huge problem with cash flow. And they had a bunch of recommendations of things that they could do with YouTube in order to make it more fiscally solvent. And he said some of these things might tremendously screw us over, smaller YouTubers. Yeah, and I think some of the things that he mentioned did actually take place. And the whole point of me saying this is that there have been people that came on YouTube with the honorable intention of providing real information and providing real discussion to not just, the YouTube community, but the world, the general intellectual culture in general. People wanted to contribute to that because YouTube is still is a very groundbreaking medium for reaching people. It has a lot of potential to do a lot of good. Unfortunately, like a lot of things in the world, a lot of things in life, that kind of gets corrupted by, well, let's face it, capitalism. The profit motive, the entire point of capitalism itself has killed that. Instead of getting stuff like me or some other like really political YouTubers, because you know what's politics, right? I mean, it only runs everything. We get crap like PewDiePie. We got crap like Fred. You know, we got crap like Smosh. We've got the Fine Brothers. Every day they make some kind of stupid ass video. So X reacts to Y. One of these days I should make a video of Jason Unruh reacts to the Fine Brothers killing YouTube. Something like that. I think that'd be pretty funny. And it's just that now I've really had a chance to sit back and reflect on everything that YouTube has done in the last 10 years. And I haven't been here the whole 10 years. I can't claim that. I've been doing this Maoist Rebel News thing for almost 6.5 years. And maybe even a year before that, I was just a regular person on YouTube watching stuff. So I kind of saw most of that change take place. And I saw them screw over our damn channel design like every year. Then it's just maybe just doing a little bit of introspection and outrospection, looking at everything that's taken place in this community over the past 10 years. It would be impossible for me to deny that YouTube has been a major part of my life, particularly for the last 6.5 years. The time that I've been here, been Jason Unruh, been Maoist Rebel News, it's been a major part of who I am and my identity, and part of what I've done with my life. The status, or whatever you would call it, on the internet, and even in my own life. I've built this right here. You know, this audience has become a part of who I am. This whole video thing is a tremendous part of who I am. And that's a part of me that I don't really want to see change. You know, it's been a really goddamn bumpy ride. I've been through a lot of hell in the past 6 years. People who've been your friends for years stabbing you in the back, turning around and making up things about you. Getting into the most goddamn pathetic of dramas that just took me so far away from the whole purpose of me being here. There's the loss of the money. There's the years of hell that it's been to try to upload videos, from, you know, stealing people's Wi-Fi in the middle of the night, you know, sitting out in a park trying to get a Wi-Fi signal to be able to upload the videos. I remember sitting outside my friend's house at like 2:30 in the morning, almost 3, uploading a video in minus 25 Celsius weather while I was sick. Cole, what was the one going around at that time? That sure was the swine flu or whatever, one of the diseases that were coming to kill us all at any moment. So then I am sick at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, minus 25 Celsius weather, trying to upload videos to get it here on time. And that's like some of the outrageous lengths that I went to. I used to have a friend who had a computer store, and I went to his place every day, sat outside his building in the parking lot, uploading videos. I had his permission to use his wireless because he was my friend, but the store was closed. And that's what I had to do. And there was the time I was chatting with somebody online, sitting in a bus stop in front of my friend's store because it was raining. And you can't hear anything over the microphone because the rain is too loud. And some guy, one of the local crazies, was threatening to kick my ass. I didn't even know who he was. He didn't know who I was. He was just a local nut. But it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just a nostalgic feeling that as YouTube has looked back on itself for the past 10 years and everything it's done, everything it's gone through. And by that I mean just what were the most significant videos of certain years, and not really taking any kind of real introspection into itself and how it's hurt a lot of people that really love this service and really want it to be a real outlet for people to grow and learn and express ideas in a real, meaningful, spectacular way. Maybe I'm just really thinking about that. This 10-year mark caused me to think and look back and ponder over everything that I've ever been through because of this. From the first day I had a stupid mask on and a Fidel Castro hat, talking about Joe the plumber and what an idiot he is on that very first video that I ever made, to where I am now, standing in front of a high definition camera, a high-ish end kind of lapel microphone, and comparing all that to that horribly god-awful cheap technology I used back then, and then everything that existed in between. All of the ridiculous drama fueled by just utterly insane haters, and some of it my fault for the way I reacted to it. I got pissed. Hey, I'm an emotional guy. I don't think that's a secret. I think it's kind of obvious. You know, we all have our flaws, and I can lose my temper pretty easy sometimes. I know sometimes it can look pretty calm and collective on video, but in real life, I really have a short temper and want to punch people a lot. But I'm just like totally rambling right now. For what it's worth, I want to say happy anniversary to YouTube. Despite the really mixed feelings I've had for this service, I really do at least want to thank this service for giving me the opportunity to express ideas on a global level that I would not have otherwise have had the opportunity to do. And I do kind of want to thank YouTube for giving me the opportunity to, frankly, really pioneer communism on YouTube. I mean no arrogance by that, but before myself and before Brendan Cooney, pretty much everything on YouTube in terms of communism was X country doing with the Hell March song. There really wasn't much of any substance. It was pretty much Brendan Cooney, who started a year before I did, and then myself, who actually brought some real substance to Marxism on YouTube. And there's been a lot of people who have come after me, who have really contributed to that. Scottish Socialist, Mason Dean Steiner, Stemi Koreas, and some other people, have come along in that time and brought even more real, genuine, deep content to the Marxist community on YouTube. And I'm glad I've had the opportunity to do that, despite all the ups and downs and sometimes outright hell I've had to go through. But okay, I'm really just rambling again. I just want to say thank you to you, the audience, who's watched me for all these years and have taken the time to listen to me sometimes completely ramble on about nothing. I promise that I will give you as much as I can in the future and try to do the best that I can to bring you the information that I know it is you want. Unless you don't like me, in which case I wonder why you watch these videos to begin with. Whatever. But thank you for watching. And I'm going to do my best in the future to bring you the information that you want, to bring you the perspective that it is that I bring, and hoping that I can do better in the future. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of them, then head over to my Patreon page and show your support. Or you can go to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share on various social media.